select it because it's not highlighted. Red X all the way out. Let's see the lock.
Okay, but it doesn't lock the sound because you're controlling the volume.
Yeah, it's just locking the power.
Okay, I'll do the last one.
Oh, Mike. Turn it on.
Period. All right.
Yeah, but the push and pull that we're gonna have to deal with is we get it sounding really good and we're gonna in order for it to like not. Yeah. What are we EQing? Are we EQing the mics or are we EQing the output? That EQ was going to be able to the mic. We typically start saying flat to all the first pool. Let me just tell you something. I care about the people in the room, all 50 of them. But I care about the 50 million watching TV right now. Okay. And let's get it right. Then on TV, on personal, get the volumes out and control the EQ the output versus the microphone stuff. So when you over EQ the microphone, the person says flat audio.
What's up, man? Yeah. Thanks for everything.
I think we got some time, right?
Professional.
We want to send them at least. If we want to send
Kevin.
them, one of them might be flat.
Anthony. God damn. Join show. Anthony's gonna be excited.
Okay, cool.
I want him to get the experience of being next to the coach will give you a cue for their names. I want Anthony next to you so you get the lunch. He's gonna be standing right behind you.
Okay, cool.
Nicole will be over in there to give you your cue.
Alright, cool. Did you say something? Yep. Same microphone. I just thought they paid for it. Microphone is set to it. So we can do that real fast. But let's try to get it. Okay, ready? And now sound the same. Okay, great.
This one's not yours in the back. That's the
What?
jacket.
Jacket?
What's up, bro?
Oh,
I think it's the one I folded up out there on the floor.
it's probably out there.
Yeah. Whatever.
How's everybody feel? Good?
I feel good now.
Good.
Hey, that flat piece over there, nice and fire. The flat part, I got it.
Yeah. And the captain? Mark? The piece is going to start.
No, not the first thing.
All right.
Not even know.
No, it's going to be right now.
Must be nice to get home.
All right, so the four mics will. YouTube's. Roll with me.
So
Please.
before you take them,
Uh-huh.
number one is the red one.
Okay.
Everything else is numbered.
Okay.
They're locked to have the power on already.
So, do you have a specific side that you want 1, 2, and 3? Do you have a specific side that you want 1, 2, and 3, and 4 to be on?
They're gonna mix them up anyway.
They're gonna mix them up anyway. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna turn them off on the board per
Yep. And as you see 'em-
thing, and when they say questions, I'm gonna turn them back on the board.
Yep.
All the mics will be hot.
Yep. That's fine. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
And then you'll turn off the ones that's not being used at that time. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Yeah, you can give me more in the room. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Last audio check for press. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2. Hey hey. 1 2 3 4. Have you given me more? Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yeah, please. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Let me know when you hear me. Pull back some. You got a low tone, right? So wherever you're at right now, that's all you got. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Audio check. Does anyone else in the room needs audio checks? Anyone else? You guys are good on audio? All right. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Audio check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2 1 2. All right. Check 1 2. Last audio check. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yep. Okay. 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2. Audio check from POTUS Podium. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2. Let me know when you're good to go. 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2. Hey hey. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. Check 1 2. All right. Check 1 2. Hey hey. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Hey 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 hey. Yeah, that sounds good.
מה באמת יגידו כשאמריקה נשיא דונלד טראמפ וראש הממשלה בנימין נתניהו, האם זה כבר דן דיל או רק כוונות? לפחות לפי מה שאני שומע, לא נשמע פה בזמן הקרוב על הכרזה על הסכם, מן הסתם דורש לאחר מכן כל משא ומתן והבנות עם חמאס, אבל כן אחת שחשוב מאוד להדגיש בזמן שאנחנו ממתינים, דווקא בהקמה של הרעיון. אני חושב שכולם, גם אתה, גם ברן, כל מי שמתעסק בתחום הזה, לספור הודעות למשפחות חייבים, כולל עכשיו, שאומרות, רגע, מתי שכבר חצפים, בטח שבהסכם הזה, בהסכם 21 הנקודות, מדובר על שכונות 48 שעות, כמו שברן סופר, הסכם עקרונות, זה עדיין לא מוצאים את ההסכם פעולה לידי מימוש. גם אם תהיינה פה אחוז משותפות של הסכמות ולהערכתי יהיו, אנחנו אחר כך צריכים לדבר על המזונות, על הפרטים, על הישיבה בתוך משמרת וסגירת הקצוות. גם אם זה קורה בתרחיש האופטימי, יש לנו את זה. גם בתקופה לנשיא ארדואן, ושאנחנו כמה זמן בינו? אני אזרוק לזה. קודם כל בוא נראה את התמונה. התמונה מספרת אולי את הסיפור יותר מכל. זה עולה בחשבון הטוויטר הרשמי של הבית הלבן. אותה שיחה טלפונית של טראמפ, נתניהו וראש ממשלת קטאר. אתה יכול לראות שזה עכשיו על המסך. ועכשיו אני יכול להביא לך את הציטוטים, את הדברים שאמר נתניהו לקטארי. אלו הציטוטים. אדוני ראש הממשלה, אני יודע שאתה אדוני ראש הממשלה, אני רוצה שתדע שישראל מתחרטת על התקיפה של אחד מהאזרחים שלכם שנהרג בתקיפה שלנו. אני רוצה להבטיח לך שישראל כיוונה לחמאס, לא לקטאר. אני עוד רוצה להבטיח לך שלישראל לא הייתה שום תוכנית להפריד ריבונות שלך, ולא נעשה זאת יותר בעתיד, ואני הבהרתי את זה ונתתי התחייבות לנשיא טראמפ. אני יודע שלהנהגה שלך, אומר נתניהו, יש הסתייגויות ותלונות נגד ישראל, וגם לישראל יש תלונות כלפי קטאר, החל מהתמיכה שלכם באחים המוסלמים, גם לגבי איך שישראל מוצגת באל-ג'זירה, וגם לעובדה שאתם תומכים בסנטימנט אנטי-ישראלי בקמפוסים ובקולג'ים. אני מברך, מקדם בברכה את הרעיון של הנשיא להקים קבוצה תלת-ראשית שתתייחס לטענות ההדדיות שלנו, לתלונות ההדדיות שיש לישראל ויש לקטאר. זה נוסח הדברים שאמר ראש הממשלה בתוך החדר הזה בשיחת הטלפון.
Bush gets elected Tuesday, November 2004.
Right.
The following Monday, I'm with Netanyahu on the book tour. It just comes out on Monday.
Okay.
On Tuesday, we're in the American Enterprise Institute. Krautheimer's interviewing for the book. And I'm sitting in this on the floor. And I'm getting my phone. It keeps vibrating. And this is before a smartphone. And I'm thinking, after about 6 times, I think something must happen to a member of the family. So I step outside. And I said, this is the White House. We'd like for you and Minister Shemansky to come and see the president. And my immediate response on Thursday,
Wait, what day of the week was it?
Tuesday, they called. And they said Thursday, the next 2 days later, they want you to be there Tuesday. It was like the next day or the day after that. We'd like you, the president would like to meet you and Martin Shemansky at 11 o'clock on Thursday. I said, my reader said, this is so much bad joke. I said, no, I can't do it. We have the Pope and one, we're not going to be able to work it, right? And then they said, no, this is really the White House. It was 2 o'clock, so 2 o'clock the president. I said, we got the Pope at 3, we can't work it. And they say it again. I said, well, we got the Dalai Lama at 1. We got the Pope at 3. We're not going to be able to fit him in. He goes, would you like to call back? And he won't believe it. And I look at my phone, and the phone only says 202. No, it has no, I think at 202. So I said, I understood, I got it, and then we were in the Oval Office 2 days later. It was supposed to be a half hour, it went on for like an hour and 10 minutes. And because Nathan is so humble, he didn't tell anybody about it. Basically, it affected the whole policy administration. The problem that they had is they allowed for the elections to happen with Hamas, which was so stupid. And Nathan went to see Ellie Williams and says, you know you're going to be destroying the idea of freedom without it ever being changed. Because you're rushing to have an election. You said that. Anyway.
Well, it's because they simplified the whole concept of democracy.
Purple fingers, yeah, exactly. That means he never met a right-wing reporter. of them. Okay. Shabbat, Shabbat. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll see what happens. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay? The people of Israel, thank you for your attention to this matter. We should do trivia. Okay, here's a trivia question. The only... Oh, yeah. I know. He didn't catch it. But I think, okay, who is he on? Those of you listening at home can play along too. Who is the American president who governs a ton of living former presidents? Besides Washington. Think about it. Get the home audience a chance. What name? It happened in 2016. I think 72, I think. 70. And Asmodina, not No? No, Hoover lived a long time. Oh. He lived so long, they named her back. No. Okay, have you let the home audience join us? The answer is Richard Nixon. Johnson, Kennedy, Johnson, they're listening to you. We're doing trivia. fondo non vado Loza. Right.
Just in case you get the message.
How was it? 2? Or what happened? Israel was in Indiana. It's actually a good thing to do for America's 500 pounds, so the average is 10. That's not like 50. I mean, said it, man. Aí, chamou. I do that with every state. Population comparison. The treasurer more What do I love my wife?
Wish I could say the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
Thank you very much, everybody. So this is a big, big day, a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization. Things that have been going on for hundreds of years and thousands of years. We're going to, at least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close. And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing a job. We've worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us, with many other countries, which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East. So today is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have just concluded an important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords, and most importantly, we discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East, and let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East. So this is far more than anybody expected, but the level of support that I've had from the nations in the Middle East and surrounding Israel and neighbors of Israel has been incredible, incredible. Every single one of them. This afternoon, after extensive consultation with our friends and partners throughout the region, I'm formally releasing our principles for peace, which people have really liked, I must say. And these are done, not just routinely done, these are done with total consideration and working with the nations that we're talking about. All of these nations have made contributions to those suggestions. I want to thank the leaders of many Arab and Muslim nations for their tremendous support in developing the proposal, along with many of our allies in Europe. Europe has been very much involved, and as I was called by many of the European leaders, most of them saying, is this true? Are you really doing peace in the Middle East? This is the most incredible thing we've heard. Some think it's the biggest thing they've ever heard. They called just to find out, was it just a rumor or is it actually done? And then they said, have you spoken to the Arab leaders? Have you spoken to all of the other leaders that we have to get? A lot of people involved in this one. I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region. And I want to just say that my meetings and dialogue that we had with so many countries, Saudi Arabia as an example, the king is a phenomenal person. The Emir of Qatar, he's incredible people. UAE, and that's MBZ and ABZ. We're totally involved. These are the people that we've been dealing with and who've been actually very much involved in this negotiation, giving us ideas, things they can live with, things they can't live with. Pretty complex. I mean, after 2,000, 3,000 years, whatever it is, I guess it's got to be a little complex, or it would have been done a long time ago. The King of Jordan was with us, as you know, in the United Nations. The President of Turkey, President Erdogan, is a friend of mine, a strong man, but a good man. President of Indonesia, somebody who's an amazing leader, Prabowo. He is an amazing leader and respected by everybody. He was in the room with us. We were together with most of these people that I'm mentioning. Others were by phone or the next day. The Prime Minister and the Field Marshal of Pakistan, they were with us right from the beginning, incredible. In fact, they just put out a statement that they fully believe in this pact. It just came out just as I was walking around. They said, sir, you have a big notice from the Prime Minister of Pakistan and from the Field Marshal that they back this 100%. President El-Sisi of Egypt, who's terrific. And these are people I've gotten to know over the years. I mean, I would say it started around 2015 and then went into 2016 when the presidency officially began. But I've known him actually for a long time, and there are many cases really great men. I can't say in all cases, but I will tell you in many cases they're great men and some great women too. They tend to be mostly men, however, I will say that. But if accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours. So the hostages are coming back, and I hate even saying this from the standpoint, doesn't sound right, but it is so important to the parents. The bodies of the young men, I believe in almost all cases, the young men are coming back immediately. I met with parents. The parents felt as strongly about getting the body of their dead boy back as they did as though the boy were alive and well. It's so important to them. And it means the immediate end to the war itself, not just Gaza. It's the war itself. Under the plan, Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it. The people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it, to demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly. Decommission the military capabilities of Hamas and all other terror organizations. Do that immediately. And we're relying on the countries that I named and others to deal with Hamas. And I'm hearing that Hamas wants to get this done too, and that's a good thing. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons of production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities that we're destroying. They'll also help train local police forces in the areas that we're discussing right now, in particular in and around Gaza, working with the new transitional authority in Gaza. All parties will agree on a timeline for Israeli forces to withdraw in phases. They'll be withdrawing in phases. No more shooting, hopefully. As progress is made toward achieving these goals, Arab and Muslim nations need to be allowed the chance to fulfill these commitments of dealing with Hamas. They have to deal with them because they were the one group that we have not dealt with. I haven't dealt with them. But the Arab countries are going to, and Muslim countries are going to be dealing with Hamas, and I believe they've already been there. I think they probably have an understanding, and they haven't maybe mentioned that, but I would imagine they do, otherwise they wouldn't have gone as far as they've gone. If they're unable to do so, then Israel would have the absolute right and actually our full backing, the U.S. full backing. Marco's here, and a lot of our leaders are here, our great Vice President, Susie Wiles, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. They've been so involved in this process. I don't think anybody else could have done it or even come close. But it's we're right there. We're right there. First time in thousands of years, I think you can probably say, if you really look into it, if you study back, if you're a scholar, you would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do. Everyone understands that the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger posed in the region, and the danger is caused by Hamas. The tyranny of terror has to end, and this is, again, something that we're looking for. This is eternity. This is for forever. To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name, the Board of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works. The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, good man, very good man, and some others, and they'll be named over the next few days, and it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now. I don't know if that had anything to do. They named me and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians along with highly qualified experts from all around the world. Hamas and other terrorist factions will play no role in the board, but they'll play no role in the governance of Gaza at all, directly or indirectly. As you know, thousands of Hamas leaders have been killed and soldiers have been killed. And we can never forget October 7th, but thousands have paid the price for that. And now it's time to get our hostages back and get back to trying to build something that's really great and very important. In our meeting today, Prime Minister Netanyahu was very clear about his opposition to a Palestinian state. And he continuously mentions October 7th, and I understand that. Most people do. And I understand and respect his position on many things, but what he's doing today is so good for Israel. I notice that they have large crowds gathering in Israel all the time, and they have my name up. They like me for whatever reason, maybe I don't know, but they do like me. But they say two things: please get the hostages back, and please end the war. They've had it. It's had it. So I think it's a very popular thing you do, because he's a warrior. He doesn't know about getting back to a normal way of life, but he is a warrior, and Israel's lucky to have him. But now the people want to get back to peace. They want to get back to normalization in a true sense. Several countries have foolishly recognized the Palestinian state. As you know, some of our European friends, allies, good people, but they're really, I think, doing that because they're very tired of what's going on for so many decades. They've been presidents and prime ministers for years, and during this time, having to do with the Middle East, all they're doing is talking about the same thing over and over. They want to see it get back. And nobody wants that more than me, or I believe Bibi too. But the people of Israel want it. They really want it. They want the hostages back. That includes the probably 32 bodies that we're talking about, 20 people that are living, 32 or so people that are dead, and they want to have peace. So let us not forget how we got here. Hamas was elected by the Palestinian people. Israel withdrew from Gaza thinking they would live in peace. Remember that a long time ago? They withdrew. They said, you take it. This is our contribution to peace. But that didn't work out. That didn't work out. It was the opposite of peace. They pulled away. They let them have it. And I never forgot that, because I said, that doesn't sound like a good deal to me. As a real estate person, I mean, they gave up the ocean, right? Ron, they gave up the ocean. They said, who would do this deal? And it still didn't work out. They were very generous, actually. And they gave up the most magnificent piece of land in many ways in the Middle East, and they said, all we want to do now is have peace, and that request was not honored. Instead of building a better life for the Palestinians, Hamas diverted resources to build over 400 miles of tunnels and terror infrastructure, rocket production facilities, and hid their military command posts and launch sites in hospitals, schools, and mosques. So if you went after them, you'd be after them, and you wouldn't even realize you ended up knocking out a hospital or a school or a mosque. That terrible thing, terrible, terrible way to have to fight. No fight is good, but that's a real bad one. So there are many Palestinians who wish to live in peace. Many, many, many. I've seen so many of them, and they have support. And I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas. If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision for peace in 2020, they'll have only themselves to blame. We're giving them an amazing footprint, and they have amazing support from the leaders of the Arab world and the Muslim world, the great leaders. These are great leaders. These are unbelievable leaders that have built great countries and very wealthy countries. What the future holds for the Palestinians, no one really knows, but the plan that we put forward today is focused on ending the war immediately, getting all of our hostages back, getting everything back. Hard to believe when you even say it, and creating conditions for durable Israeli security and Palestinian success. Israeli security is going to be involved. We're going to help you. We'll be there with you in terms of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot fired. Now, there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be, but they shouldn't have to be within a few days. There shouldn't have to be a shot fired. Maybe for eternity. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope it's true. I can tell you the leadership of that region feels that there's a good chance of it being true. So this will lead to this agreement that we're talking about will lead to a sustainable long-term peace. No president in history has been a greater friend of the state of Israel than I have, in addition to negotiating the Abraham Accords. I like to say it that way because the real people, that's what they call Abraham. I would say Abraham, but it's so much nicer when you say Abraham. So much more elegant. But the Abraham Accords are amazing. Jared, you did that along with your group of geniuses, and nobody thought that could be done. We have 4 countries, and Sleepy Joe Biden didn't do a thing. He didn't even know what the hell they were. He should have had them fold up. But I think this will also lead to packing them. And who knows, maybe even Iran can get in there. I hope, we hope we're going to be able to get along with Iran. I think they're going to be open to it. I really believe that. But they could be a member. I long ago said, I'll bet you at some point Iran will be a member of the Accords. And little did I realize it was going to take this turn. That was some turn we did with the B-2s. But I think they might very well be there because it's a great thing for them economically. I recognize the eternal capital of Israel. I opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. That was something that everyone said would never be done, could never be done. Virtually every president for many, many years, for decades, would campaign on making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. They campaigned on it over and over. Is that right, Steve? Is that right? Everyone, and when they got to it, and I understand why now, because it was so, when I got to office, I campaigned on it too. I said, we're going to make it, and then I'd get calls from the leaders of various countries saying, please don't do it, please don't do it. It'll end the whole world, please don't do it. And finally, I just didn't say anything, and I did it. People were calling me before I did it because they heard I was going to do it, and leaders of countries were calling me, and I think it was on a Thursday that I did it, and they'd call me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3-4 times a day, and I said, tell them I'll call them back on Friday. And I announced it on Thursday, and I called them back, the biggest people in the world, and they said, "You've done it." I said, "Done what?" "You've made the capital of Israel, Jerusalem, and we wanted to talk yet." I wish you called me a little sooner. Maybe I could have done something about it. So that was a lot easier than getting into an argument, because I knew what they were calling about. And you know what? It turned out to be amazing. Everybody thought it was going to lead to the end of the world, right? The end of the world, Ron, that's what they said. It didn't lead to anything. It just led to something that I promised, and something that was very, very popular for Jewish people and a lot of other people too. I recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and I cut taxpayer funding to the corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency. And United Nations was interesting because, as you know, a few days ago they introduced me. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. I'm looking at my teleprompter, and the thing was dead, stone cold, dead. The thing's up here. I have a long, beautiful speech to make. I'm back 30 feet back, and I'm saying, they're introducing me. There's nothing on my teleprompter. So, but I made a speech. I actually got good marks. You think Biden could have done that? I don't think so. I don't think he could have done that. I don't think too many people could have done it. But actually, it was actually more of a speech from my heart, if you want to know the truth. I think it was maybe better in certain ways because it was from the heart. It has to be from the heart, otherwise you're in big trouble. But I cut taxpayer funding for that very corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and nobody thought that would be done, and withdrew from the horrible Iran nuclear deal that was imposed upon Israel by Barack Hussein Obama and Biden. And I don't think Biden knew anything about it, though. I don't think he knows anything about it now, actually, if you ask him. He'd say, "What is that?" And we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity, making it impossible for them to have a nuclear weapon, which they would have had probably in about 2 months from that. But I've never asked Israel to compromise its security, but we had big, strong talk. Nobody's been better to Israel. No president's been better to Israel than Donald Trump. But we had a long, strong talk, Bibi and I, and he understands it's time. It's time. History has shown, and the people of Israel want it. And the people of the Middle East want it. The people of enemies of Israel want it, but they don't have really too many enemies right now. And you know what? Many countries have gained great respect for Israel, for the way they fight, for the job they do, including me. I had respect anyway, but they gained respect. History has shown us that those who have relations with Israel have thrived, while those who have devoted resources and attention toward the destruction and even annihilation of Israel have languished. They haven't done well. Israel is not going anywhere. They're going to coexist with other people and countries in the region, from Syria to Lebanon to Saudi Arabia. The promise of a new Middle East is so clearly within our reach. This is the closest we've ever come to real peace, not fake peace, not political fool's peace. If we can get this difficult problem solved, the opportunities for all within that vast region of this world, it's a vast region, it's unlimited. The Abraham Accords show that all countries are better off when they communicate and work together and embrace new opportunities. I hope Jared and Steve and Susie and Marco and JD, we have great people. I hope you guys are going to work very hard to get these other countries in, because now they have no excuse. There's no longer an excuse. They were somewhere hesitant. And I tell you, the 4 countries that went in, I give them tremendous credit, and it's worked out incredibly well for them. In the same spirit, I'm pleased to report that earlier today we took another important step toward greater understanding in the region. A short time ago, we had a historic phone call in the Oval Office with Prime Minister Tani, who's really a great, great person. So we had a great talk, and I was on the phone, and Bibi was talking. Prime Minister Al Thani was of Qatar, was they really had a heart-to-heart conversation. It was a great conversation, I thought. It was productive. It was everything that you need to have something turn out to be successful. And I want to thank Bibi, and I want to thank the Prime Minister. It was fantastic. We agreed to launch a formal trilateral mechanism between Israel, Qatar, and the United States to begin a dialogue to enhance mutual security, correct misperceptions, and avoid future misgivings. And I want to thank Qatar, its leadership, and the Emir. He's a fantastic person. I think, I'm going to be his public relations man because I know him differently than a lot of people know him. But he wants peace. He wants to see peace. And its people, and they really acknowledge the critical role that they've played as mediator. And again, we're not quite finished. We have to get Hamas, but I think they're going to be able to do that. So now it's time for Hamas to accept the terms of the plan that we've put forward today. And again, this is a different Hamas than we were dealing with because I guess over 20,000 have been killed. Their leadership has been killed 3 times over. So you're really dealing with different people than we've been dealing with over the last 4 years, 5 years. Everyone has done their part and come to the table in good faith. Our Arab and Muslim partners are fully prepared